Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, March 22nd, 2025. I am Joe O'Brien. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, Guyana will not abandon Cuban medical workers, President Ali. Government breaking barriers with modern $831 million Kitty Campbellville Polyclinic. Fire destroys 80% of Critchlow College. And CANU destroys 22 kg of cocaine, 600 kg marijuana. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfaan Ali has declared that Guyana will not abandon the Cuban medical professionals here in the face of visa restrictions by the United States. Speaking with reporters on the sidelines of an event today, President Ali said that this issue will be raised with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio during his visit here next week as part of a three-nation Caribbean tour. Last month, Rubio announced a decision to place visa restrictions on officials believed to be involved in the export of Cuban workers, a move that has been strongly criticized by Caribbean leaders. The Guyana government has already informed the U.S. authorities that all foreign workers here, including Cubans, are employed under strict labor laws, as well as in compliance with international labor laws. According to the Guyanese head of state, these foreign health workers play a crucial role not just in Guyana but in the Caribbean's healthcare system as well. Here is a look at what the president had to say on the matter.
Guyana will be engaged with the Secretary of State. And in relation to the Cuban workers, I've already made our statement, Guyana position clear. That is, we are employing persons, whether Cuba, India, Nigeria, in our healthcare system. And although all of that follows the local laws and international legal law. We have also asked as a country for any information that will help us to understand the position of the U.S. and to see whether and if there is any breach in relation to our system, that we will endeavor to ensure that those breaches are looked at in accordance with our local law and international law. The region itself has varied degree of involvement of Cuban health workers. There are some countries that are heavily dependent. But what is clear is that the Cuban health workers are part of the regional healthcare system. And we are faced with an added challenge as a region, and that is the recruitment of our own healthcare professionals because of the English language advantage. For the EU healthcare system, the UK healthcare system, the Canadian healthcare system, the US healthcare system. So over the years, we've been investing heavily in training our human resources to meet the needs. And we became an active recruitment ground. And that's understandable in a global environment. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to expand on the magnitude of the human capital problem we have in the region, in the healthcare system itself, and to find common grounds with the U.S.
You're not abandoning Cuba. You're not abandoning Cuba.
Well, no, I've made it very clear our position to find common ground, and I don't see abandoning Cuba as part of this equation. The equation is not surrounding a country, surrounding an issue, and the U.S. is contending that with the information that is before them, they don't believe that the Cuban health brigade system is following the international best practices and laws and so on. So when we listen to the U.S., we'll have a better appreciation for the information that they have also.
In a bold step towards revolutionizing Guyana's healthcare system, President Dr. Irfaan Ali today turned sod for the construction of a state-of-the-art $831 million polyclinic in Kitty Campbellville. This cutting-edge two-story facility, set to be built on the land of the former Campbellville Post Office, will be a direct reflection of the President's vision for world-class healthcare access for all citizens. Critchlow College has more.
The new CAMPBELLVILLE POLYCLINIC will accommodate an extensive range of medical services, including general outpatient care, maternal and child health services, family planning, and chronic disease clinics for conditions such as diabetes and hypertension. Additionally, it will feature an asthma bay, X-ray services, physiotherapy, diabetic care, and a dental suite. Speaking at the sod-turning ceremony on Saturday, President Dr. Irfan Ali highlighted that another key benefit of polyclinics will be the ability to diagnose and treat conditions early, thereby preventing overcrowding at hospitals, something he emphasized will lead to improved diagnostics and reduce long-term healthcare costs.
How is it different from a regular health clinic? Well, let me tell you, health clinics provide some care. Polyclinics take it to the next level. Health clinics provide outpatient services, essential services like vaccinations, maternal care, and basic treatment. And they do a great job at that. But polyclinics, they diagnose, they specialize, they prevent hospital overcrowding, very importantly. That's the kind of healthcare system we are building. We are breaking barriers. We are not just putting up walls. We are tearing down obstacles to quality healthcare. We are not just stirring the sod. We are constructing a better and stronger future for all.
Moreover, the polyclinic will be fully digitized with electronic patient records, ensuring seamless healthcare delivery. Emphasizing the holistic nature of the initiative, the head of state noted that the facility will be fully integrated into a telemedicine platform, linking local doctors with specialists from various countries. Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony echoed the president's sentiments, stating that healthcare in Guyana is undergoing a significant transformation, with some 25 new health centers and health posts developed in just 3 years, and an additional 14 hospitals under construction. On this point, he outlined government's strong focus on preventative care, urging citizens to adopt a culture of regular checkups.
The government has a very strong program now in community health. At every one of our community facility or health center, health posts, we want to make sure that we can deliver good community health. And we have come up with a package of about 115 different interventions that we'll be able to offer uniformly across all our health centers and health posts in this country. Those interventions include being able to diagnose a number of infectious diseases and being able to offer those treatments right at the health facility.
Construction of the CAMPBELLVILLE Polyclinic commenced in February and is expected to be completed within 12 months, ushering in a new chapter for healthcare accessibility and excellence for residents. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Luana McAllister joins us now to report that an early morning fire broke out at the Critchlow College on Wolford Avenue, Georgetown, causing significant damages to a large section of the facility that was once a thriving educational and training institution. Here are the details.
The fire started around 8:40 on Saturday morning. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben was at the scene and spoke with reporters, stating that authorities are investigating the cause of the blaze.
80% of that building, the auditorium and admin building, has been destroyed. In any event, we have to thank the firefighters for avoiding the spread to the 3 or more other buildings in the compound, on the northern side and on the western side, and the 2 another building on the eastern side. So the main building has been destroyed, and we spoke with Mr. Lincoln Lewis and with Mr. Ivor English about operations here. There are at least 200 or more students and staff who on a daily basis on a daily basis who occupy the building during the work week, of course. There are usually cultural events here too at the weekends. There are also students from BIT and other vocational centers who come here for classes.
Emergency responders were dispatched to the scene after receiving reports of the fire, which saw structural damages to the affected areas. Nevertheless, Minister Ben assured the public that efforts are underway to ensure safety and prevent future incidents.
This is a very important institution, named after Critchlow, of course, and we have to see how we could support the response to rebuild.
Established in 1967, the Critchlow College has been a pivotal institution in Guyana, offering educational opportunities to thousands of citizens, including those seeking second chance at formal education. The college has historically provided pre-University and Caribbean Examination Council courses to its members. In recent years, CLC has expanded its curriculum to address emerging national needs. Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, CANU, this morning destroyed over 620 kilograms of narcotics that were previously seized. Some 600 kg of marijuana and 22 kg of cocaine were burnt after being used as evidence in court cases. For cocaine, the cases were between 2021 and 2024, while the marijuana cases were from 2021 to 2025. Those cases have since been completed, hence the destruction of the narcotics. In 2024, CANU seized and destroyed some 6,700 kg of narcotics, totaling some $5.6 billion. This is a significant increase when compared to the 1,363 kilograms of narcotics seized in 2023. Of the 6,000 kg found last year, cocaine accounted for more than 90% of the findings, followed by 1,643.45 kg cannabis and 92 kg methamphetamine, respectively. Cocaine was 5,094.67 kg, most of which was from the massive drug bust at the clandestine airstrip in Region 1, Barima-Waini, last September. Some 4.4 tons of cocaine with a street value of some 176 million euros, 40.7 billion Guyana dollars, were discovered buried. Moreover, a total of 71 cases were made in 2024 with regard to illegal substances, from which there were 82 arrests. There were also 54 charges laid in relation to drug trafficking. However, 11 were either withdrawn or dismissed. Coming up on the other side of the break, local artists urges peers to expand their artistic horizons while showcasing Guyana. Please stay tuned.
Contractors, available at Sylvie's are Karcher push sweepers, equipped with dual bristles. These push-powered machines can cover over 32,000 square feet per hour, collecting sand, dust, and particles from roadways and project sites. Save time, use less labor, and earn more. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High in Hatfield Streets or Lot 90, East Henrietta, Etuquet.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Vice President Dr. Barry Jaglio has weighed in on the controversy surrounding luxury vehicles brought into Guyana under the Remigrant Scheme, emphasizing that the Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA, is well within its rights to demand unpaid taxes. Jaglio's comments come on the heels of claims by T. Mohammed that the vehicles in question had been in the country for 4 years and are only now being scrutinized, something he dismissed. Here is more.
Speaking at his weekly press conference on Thursday, Vice President Dr. Barry Jaglio clarified that the vehicles re-evaluated by the Guyana Revenue Authority were not imported under the name of businessman Ashruddin Mohammed, but rather in the names of individuals registered as remigrants.
Now, clearly, the GRA has to give explanations on some of these issues. So I saw, again in the public domain, put out by the Mohammeds, that this claim that these vehicles came in 4 years ago, and it's only now that the GRA is trying to conclude the transactions. Now, that is not entirely accurate. Several of these vehicles came in a couple of years ago. In fact, 3 of the vehicles, and they came in through a remigrant scheme.
Remigrants are required to maintain legal residence in Guyana for 5 years, spend at least 183 days per year in the country, and personally use the vehicle as their primary mode of transportation under the GRA's standard conditions for duty-free concessions. Vehicles under this scheme cannot be leased, sold, or transferred within the 5-year period, and owners must report to the GRA every 6 months for inspection. Non-compliance with these conditions is an offense under Section 36 of the Customs Act, which may result in penalties, including fines and forfeiture. According to the GRA, the remigrants who brought in the vehicles on the question did not fulfill these conditions, particularly the residence requirement. This has led to the GRA's move to recover the waived taxes. Jagdeo stressed that the issue at hand is not corruption within the GRA, but rather the enforcement of tax regulations. For the intensifying the issue, Jagdeo pointed out to past irregularities involving Team Mohammed's luxury car imports. He referenced the case of a Lamborghini declared at just $75,300 an implausibly low value that raised red flags about possible tax evasion.
It is GRA's contention now that the remigrants did not fulfill these conditions. First of all, they did not live here for the stipulated 183 days. So these vehicles only came in about 2 or 3 years ago. So that now is being monitored. So I don't see where the GRA, there's corruption there in the GRA. It is contrary to the letter that the duty-free letter that they got, the individuals, because it didn't come in T. Mohammed's name, it did not come in his name, it came in the name of remigrants. So now they're entitled to go after the taxes.
The GRA recently issued a press release explaining its authority to re-regulate and recover unpaid taxes, a move that came shortly after Team Mohammed publicized details of their tax payments. Jagdeo defended the agency's action, arguing that voluntary compliance in tax matters does not exempt individuals or businesses from scrutiny if false declarations are made. Reporting for the Evening News, I am Luanda McAllister.
Access to social assistance programs by women across Guyana has now increased by a staggering 63% as government continues to roll out initiatives targeting women and girls in rural areas. Find out more in this Michael Henry report.
On the cusp of the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, Dr. Kona Husbands, manager of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Policy Unit, revealed that the Guyana government's proactive programs have led to a significant 63% increase in social assistance programs due to Guyana's steps made to create proactive crafting programs. She made this statement during the 69th session of the Commission on the Status of Women at the United Nations headquarters.
In Guyana, 63% of women have increased access to social assistance programs because our government has been proactive in crafting programs that are accessible and gender responsive, ensuring that women and girls, especially in rural areas, receive the support they need. In today's world of overlapping crisis, climate change and armed conflict, and pandemics, social protection systems must be resilient and adaptable to meet the needs of women and girls who who are affected.
She then lent her perspective to the COVID-19 pandemic. She stated that Guyanese persons were affected. However, Guyana saw the need to fill in for the persons in need by providing them with funds to support their needs. Thus, she called on the UN to ensure that their social protection tactics are impactful.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security quickly adapted by introducing emergency relief packages, including direct cash transfers and food assistance to support vulnerable women and children. This highlights the need for flexible social protection systems that can address shocks and ensure continuity of services. Key stakeholders, including the UN, governments, and civil society, we must work together to ensure that social protection systems are impactful and well-resourced. In Guyana, the government has partnered with civil society organizations to conduct community outreaches and awareness sensitization campaigns, ensuring that women and girls are aware of their rights to social protection and how to access these services. Government has also introduced measures to streamline service delivery and ensure that women in remote and rural areas are not excluded from critical support. An example is the direct cash transfer program, which benefits all of our citizens.
Meanwhile, also speaking at the high-level engagement was Parliamentary Secretary Sarah Brown, who spoke about the government's strides towards closing the gender inequality gap. She advocated for other countries to follow in Guyana's footsteps.
Guyana has made significant strides in bridging the gender equality gap through its many progressive programs and policies. Countries flourish when they invest in their youth. In Guyana, more young women are in the national and local decision-making. I am proud, as a young indigenous woman, to sit at the helm of leadership in my country. Today, I advocate for all women to be given the same opportunities that I have, and this will truly advance women's equality and empowerment.
Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
Local artist Fiona Alert is encouraging fellow artists to expand their expertise and explore diverse styles when showcasing their work in Guyana. She exemplified this approach in her recent exhibition, Artistic Expression of Fiona Alert, held at Castellani House, Georgetown. Here is Michelle Henry once more with the details.
Utilizing cloth, mirrors, canvases, and leather, local artist Fiona Alert has called on Guyanese artists to expand their artistry when it comes to showcasing the beauty of Guyana in their work. During an art exhibition, Alert displayed some 49 pieces that went beyond what the average viewer would expect in an art gallery. Alert has been in the art industry for as long as she can remember, having honed her craft at the Burroughs School of Art, where she created beautiful pieces that encapsulate the essence of Guyana. In a recent interview, Alert shared why her art is so diverse, ultimately sending a message to others to broaden the scope of their creations.
Well, it goes back to my creativity. I think that my creative ability is broad, and instead of just being narrow and all the paintings looking similar or the works looking similar, it's just to show, the range of creativity, so that you don't get, so that I don't get bored while creating the pieces. I choose a different surface area. That's why I bring in the burlap, the fabric or material that is called burlap, or another name would be jute.
Despite this, Alert believes that every Guyanese artist must stay true to their own artistic expressions.
Well, every artist have their own vision, their own plan, their own dreams or their own message that they would want to give. Everybody is unique to themselves, and they each will have a different message to add to the society. To me, I think artists should be free, should be allowed to express their way, express themselves however they choose.
Coupled with this is another deep message that she is emphasizing, which is that Guyanese must reflect on the beauty on their nation. She skillfully represented this through making a mirror and leather.
And this here, like this lily leaves on water, right? So Guyana has a lot of rivers and trenches and so on. So these leaves, if you look at some of the waters in the country, you will see these leaves on it. So there's a concept like it's as if you're looking down in the river and seeing the leaves.
Yes,
because of the yes, and also it's a mirror. It's reflect and water also reflects. So yes, that's the concept.
Persons interested in visiting Alerts Gallery can visit the Castellani House from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. until April 19th. Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, March 23rd at 2025 at 11 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, there will be no closure to vehicular traffic at the Berbice River Bridge on Sunday, March 23rd, 2025.
AAG brokers major deal with Adidas. This and more coming up in the Sportscast after the break.
Guyana Times. For stories that impact you in print, online, and on your mobile device.
For last night's scores and tomorrow's weather. For the latest in business and what's current in culture.
We're who you can count on for news and information. And it's what we deliver every day.
To advertise with us, contact our marketing department on telephone numbers 231-0544 or 223-7230 or email us at marketing@guyanatimesgy.com for more information on affordable packages.
Guyana Times, the beacon of truth. Radio Guyana Inc. is seeking an energetic, highly motivated, and committed radio announcer. The main responsibilities of an announcer are as follows: build music playlists, host live radio shows including music programs, talk shows, news segments, and special broadcasts, conduct interviews with guests including celebrities, musicians, authors, and local community members, interact with listeners through phone calls, social media, and live events, operate broadcasting equipment and software, ensuring smooth and timely transitions between segments, and collaborate with the programming team to develop engaging content and show formats. The ideal candidate should have the following: a minimum of